Writing network tests without mocks? Apple's Creative Lab announcement. Evaluating AI progress in Swift and the fucking approachable concurrency. The freshest news from the world of iOS and macOS development is coming up. I'm Alexander Belus, an engineer on the NA team. And let's get started. Let's finally talk about this so-called approachable concurrency. Structured concurrency has been around for a while, and the changes in Swift 6.2 were supposed to make our lives easier. We've analyzed those changes multiplied times in previous episodes. But in real projects, it somehow feels more confusing than before. That frustration is exactly why Matt Massicot and Pedro Pinheira put together a resource bluntly titled Fucking Approachable Concurrency. They break down everything in details, from async await and the task API to the painful topics of data isolation and sendable types. Every topic comes with concrete code examples, clear explanations, and thoughtful commentary. The real gem, though, is common mistakes section. Be honest, you've been there. Did you assume that async automatically means the operation runs in the background? Did you slap main actor on everything, just in case, to avoid errors? Or did you try to force sendable on absolutely everything? The authors dismantle this myth one by one and explain, in plain language, why those approaches backfire. On top of that, the site doubles as a solid knowledge base with links to official documentation and WWDC session. If you want to stop fighting Swift concurrency and start understanding it, this is the best entry point out there. Apple apparently decided that our subscription fatigue wasn't quite strong enough, so meet Apple Creator Studio. It's a new all-in-one bundle aimed at content creators, and the lineup is no joke. Final Cut Pro for video, Logic Pro for music, and Pixelmator Pro for photo editing. Serious tools. But then comes the classic: Pages, Numbers, Keynote, and Freeform. Paying for apps that used to be free sounds weird, alright? Don't panic, the base version stays free. The subscription unlocks premium features like Pro templates and expanded asset libraries. Creator Studio launched on January 28th. Pricing is $12.99 per month or $129 per year. Student gets an almost unfair deal at $2.99 per month. And honestly, this move makes sense. Previously, trying Apple's Pro apps, you've had to drop a hefty sum upfront. Now, you get a 1-month trial or up to 3 months with a new Mac or iPad. And family sharing on top. That's genuinely a great deal. Universal links landed back in 2015. You would think this technology would be old news by now. But let's be honest, configuring them correctly without going grey is still quite the quest. That's why Alberto De Bertoli from Just Eats shared his experience handling universal links at scale. He started with the basics: entitlements and the Apple App Site Association file, or AACA, but quickly moves into the real problems. Did you know that one tiny error in the JSON schema can completely nuke all your redirects? Or what about the nuances of the Apple CDN? A quick reminder: the user's device downloads the association file from Apple's cache, not directly from your server, and it doesn't update instantly. So if you break production, the fix might take hours to reach your users. Alberto also breaks down complex matching cases, using wildcards and substitution variables. He explains how to properly prioritize rules so that specific links don't get lost behind general patterns. The most valuable part is concrete testing advice. Use development mode to fetch the ASA file directly by passing the CDN. Always test your changes on the stage environment before going live. But the main takeaway? Automation. Set up scripts to validate your JSON before every release. If you want to stop breaking universal links in the production, head to the link in the description. Now let's talk about how AI has evolved in writing Swift over the past year. Back in late 2024, Matt Gallagher was pretty skeptical. His attempt to build a simple macOS app with Copilot turned into a struggle, requiring dozens of prompts and resulting in questionable quality. But in late 2025, he gave AI another shot. This time the challenge was bigger: generate an app from a single prompt. And you know what? The progress is undeniable. All major models completed the task. with varying degrees of success. ChatGPT 5.2 scored a 7 out of 10. The code didn't compile due to a missing combined import and some UI labels vanished into thin air. Gemini 3 did it better, scoring an 8. Better overall, but still forgot the import and messed up some variable declarations. The standout was Claude Sonnet 4.5 with a 9 out of 10. It didn't just produce working code, it actually improvised, adding a start-stop button that wasn't even in the original spec. Local LLMs were more hit or miss. Most failed outright. The Sequence Recorder model spat out a file with 50 compilation errors. That's not a complete disaster, but it's only earned a score of 4 points. GPT OSS, the 21 billion parameter model, was the surprise. It scored 6 points, and unlike its big brother, ChatGPT 5.2, didn't forget the combined import. Although it did get confused between float and double types. The takeaway is clear. Flagship models have made a massive leap. They are no longer generating pure nonsense, and most issues are cosmetic. Still, would Matt trust them something more serious than a sample project? Not yet. Writing network tests in 2026 just got a lot easier. You can forget mocking URL session or writing fake implementations for your API. And Hipster has introduced a new package called Replay. The idea isn't exactly new. It's inspired by Ruby's VCR library. But the execution feels right. You record a real network request and then use them in your tests. The data is stored in the HTTP archive format and injected in place of the actual network calls. Setup is straightforward. Add the SPM dependency, create a replace folder in your target resources. That is exactly where your archives will live. Here's a crucial detail. The library works exclusively with Swift testing via the test trace mechanism. You simply add the replay trait to your test and specify a unique name for the request. To record, you need to run Swift test command with the replay record mode environment variable. You choose one of the options, once or rewrite. There is no automatic on-the-fly recording, and that is a conscious design choice to prevent you from accidentally leaking your secrets or tokens. Replay also supports standard stubbing. You specify the URL, status code, headers, and body, and you are done. No complex protocols, no gymnastics. And since Replay operates deep at the URL loading system level, it supports standard and custom URL sessions, and even LMFire. Honestly, I need to pull this into my project and try it out immediately. That's all news for today. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next episode.